Welcome back, explorers of the unknown, to a journey that delves into the deepest, darkest corners of our planet's oceans. We've often been told that sea monsters are just ancient myths, relegated to dusty books and sailors' tall tales. But what if some legends refuse to die? What if the very fabric of these myths hints at a terrifying truth? A primal fear embedded in our collective consciousness that something truly monstrous still lurks beneath the waves. In this video, we pull back the veil on 5 sea monsters from myth so powerful, so terrifying, that their very presence continues to haunt our oceans, refusing to fade into obscurity. Prepare to question the boundaries of reality and confront the ancient horrors that persist in our modern world. Before we plunge into the abyss, if you're ready to uncover these unsettling truths and explore the unexplained with us, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a like. Your support fuels our expedition into the unknown. Now, let's cast our nets for the first enduring legend. Our journey begins with a creature of such unimaginable scale. Its very existence is woven into the fabric of a world's end prophecy. The Midgard Serpent, or Jormungandr, from the chilling Norse sagas. Unlike the localized terrors we often discuss, Jormungandr is a being of global proportion. A monstrous serpent so vast that it encircles the entire world, its tail held firmly in its own mouth, binding the very seas themselves. Born of the trickster god Loki and the giantess Angerboda, this colossal serpent was cast into the great ocean surrounding Midgard, Earth, by Odin himself, precisely because of its terrifying potential. There, in the crushing abyssal depths, Jormungandr grew to such an immense size that its body could encircle the world, biting its own tail. An act of cosmic self-containment that ironically holds the world together, yet simultaneously threatens its unraveling. Its scales are said to be the very texture of the ocean floor, its breath the churning currents of the deepest trenches. The terrifying aspect of Jormungandr is its hidden nature. It largely remains submerged, a massive, unseen force whose movement could cause tsunamis and earthquakes, a silent, slumbering leviathan whose true power is held in check only by its own endless coil. The legend of Jormungandr refuses to die because it taps into our deepest fears about the scale of the unknown that lurks in the ocean. If such a creature, or a biological equivalent, were real, how could it remain hidden? The vast, unexplored depths of our oceans, particularly the global abyssal plains and trenches that connect entire ocean basins, offer a plausible, if terrifying, sanctuary. Imagine a creature so enormous that a single segment of its body could be mistaken for an underwater mountain range, its occasional shift causing unexplained seismic activity or anomalous deep-sea currents. Modern sonar expeditions and deep-sea mapping missions still uncover vast, uncharted regions that could harbor life forms beyond our wildest comprehension. The very notion that an ancient, colossal entity could be resting in these crushing environments, merely biding its time, is a thought that chills us to the bone. Norse mythology prophesies that when Jormungandr releases its tail, Ragnarok, the twilight of the gods and the end of the world, will begin, culminating in its final cataclysmic battle with the god Thor. This myth, deeply ingrained in a culture of seafarers, serves as a potent reminder that the greatest threats to humanity might not be external, but internal to our own planet's most mysterious domain. Could the legend of Jormungandr be a highly exaggerated yet deeply rooted ancestral memory, or a warning of a genuinely immense, undiscovered deep-sea creature whose awakening could indeed trigger global catastrophe? a creature that, in its silent, world-enclosing slumber, continues to exert a terrifying, unseen influence on the very currents and stability of our watery world. A myth that refuses to die because its potential reality is too chilling to dismiss. The chilling power of the Midgard Serpent's legend lies in its sheer, world-encompassing scale. This isn't just a monster in a localized bay or a specific trench, it's a global entity, a living, breathing part of the planet's very structure. If a creature of Jormungandr's size were real, it would fundamentally rewrite not just marine biology, but also oceanography and even geology. How could currents, tides, and deep-sea seismic activity not be influenced by a living being that spans continents? The ring of fire, the constant tremors and volcanic activity along plate boundaries, often attributed to tectonic shifts, could take on a terrifying new meaning if the very planet's girdle was alive and occasionally shifting. Ancient Norse seafarers who braved some of the most unforgiving waters on Earth developed an intimate, almost spiritual understanding of the ocean's raw power. Could their myths be deeply encoded knowledge passed down through generations about colossal, unseen forces in the deep? Perhaps not a literal serpent, but an archetypal memory of something so immense and powerful that it manifested in their consciousness as a world-encircling beast. The idea that hidden, deep-sea civilizations or unknown species of truly staggering proportions exist, capable of evading all our modern sonar and satellite technology by dwelling in the ocean's deepest, most inaccessible regions, offers a terrifying parallel to the Jormungandr myth. Consider the implications of Ragnarok, the prophesied doomsday. Jormungandr's release, the thrashing of its tail causing massive floods and upheaval, could be a symbolic representation of a geological or environmental catastrophe triggered by the reawakening of an ancient slumbering mega-organism. It's a primal fear made manifest that humanity's actions, perhaps deep-sea drilling, increased shipping traffic, or even acoustic disturbances, could inadvertently disturb something ancient and beyond our control. The Midgard Serpent embodies the ultimate unknown, and hidden, dormant threat whose very existence reminds us of how truly insignificant humanity is compared to the vast, untamed power that still resides in the abyssal darkness beneath our feet, forever coiled and waiting. From the world-encircling might of the Midgard Serpent, we now shift our focus to the unsettling, inky black waters of the Japanese coast, where countless mariners have faced a different kind of terror, a shapeless horror that rises from the depths, demanding more than just fear: the Umi-bōzu. The Umi-bōzu, whose name chillingly translates to sea monk or sea priest, is a gigantic, shadowy apparition from Japanese folklore, often depicted as a massive, humanoid figure emerging from the ocean with a slick, dark body and sometimes glowing eyes. Unlike the physical leviathans, the Umi-bōzu is frequently considered a yokai, a supernatural entity, making its encounters all the more psychologically terrifying. Its preferred method of appearance is unsettlingly calm, surfacing suddenly on a clear, calm night, its immense form towering over ships, silently threatening doom. The most terrifying aspect of an Umi-bōzu encounter is its unique demand. Legends say it will ask for a barrel or bucket from the ship, then proceed to fill it with water, seemingly intent on drowning the vessel's crew. The only way to survive is to throw an empty barrel or bucket at it, which it will accept, allowing the ship to escape. This bizarre interaction elevates the Umi-bōzu beyond a mere monster. It becomes a psychological test, a terrifying game played on the open sea. While seemingly nonsensical, this ritualistic demand hints at a deeper, malevolent intelligence, or perhaps a strange alien psychology at play. The myth of the Umi-bōzu continues to refuse to die, not just in folklore, but in the echoes of unexplained maritime tragedies. How many ships lost without a trace in the Pacific's vastness encountered such a silent, towering horror before their demise? Could this legend be a cultural memory of mass hallucinations induced by specific oceanic conditions, or an extreme form of disorienting infrasound, leading crews to dump cargo or even themselves into the sea? Or is it a veiled warning about genuinely colossal bioluminescent organisms, or even a form of non-corporeal deep-sea life that can project images or psychological effects onto the terrified minds of sailors? The shadowy, indistinct nature of its form, often described as indistinguishable from the dark water itself, contributes to its enduring fear, suggesting a being that defies conventional perception. The Umi-bōzu is the ultimate embodiment of the ocean's psychological horror, a chilling reminder that some threats are not of flesh and bone, but of mind and spirit, rising from the profound darkness to claim their toll. What truly sets the Umi-bōzu apart from other monstrous legends is its bizarre, ritualistic interaction. Why would a towering, shadowy entity from the deep demand a barrel or a bucket, only to fill it with water and threaten to sink a ship? This isn't the brute, instinctual attack of a kraken. It's a peculiar, almost theatrical act of terror. This strange demand suggests a level of intelligence, or at least an alien form of communication that defies our understanding. Could it be a test? A game played by an ancient, non-human consciousness to gauge humanity's fear and desperation? Or perhaps in its terrifying ritual lies a forgotten key to avoiding its wrath, known only to the most ancient of mariners. This unique interaction fuels a conspiracy that the Umi-bōzu is more than just a beast. It's a sentient entity with its own unfathomable motives. The Umi-bōzu often appears on clear, calm nights, not amidst storms. This serene backdrop makes its sudden colossal manifestation even more unsettling, creating a stark contrast between peaceful waters and impending doom. Such encounters, occurring when the sea itself is tranquil, lend credence to theories of mass psychological phenomena or even direct mental manipulation. Could it be an entity that preys on the minds of sailors isolated at sea, inducing terrifying visions or a shared delusion that leads to the ship's demise? The idea of a monster that can warp your perception, making you see a towering dark figure demanding your very means of survival, is arguably more terrifying than any physical threat. Its enduring presence in Japanese folklore, despite centuries of seafaring, suggests that these encounters, or the fear they embody, have never truly ceased. Modern unexplained disappearances in the Pacific, particularly in calm, clear conditions where no storm or immediate physical danger is present, echoed the Umi-bōzu's chilling pattern. Without wreckage, without distress signals, these ships simply vanish. Is it mere coincidence, or is the Umi-bōzu, a creature of shadow and psychological terror, still claiming its toll? A myth that refuses to die, because its insidious nature continues to manifest in ways science cannot explain or detect. It is a reminder that the ocean's depths may not only conceal monstrous forms, but also ancient, malevolent spirits that haunt the very minds of those who dared to cross their paths. Born from the depths of the coldest, most remote waters on Earth, fueled by whispers and blurry photographs across the internet, the Ningen. Imagine a creature utterly alien, yet disturbingly familiar. The Ningen, a cryptid originating from Japanese internet folklore and alleged sightings, is described as a massive, humanoid being supposedly inhabiting the icy, uncharted waters of the Antarctic. Witnesses, often from Japanese government whaling research vessels or military operations in the region, claim to have seen these beings at night, mistaking them for submarines or icebergs until their truly horrifying nature became apparent. Descriptions are chillingly consistent: a gigantic entity ranging from 60 to 90 feet, 20 to 30 meters in length, with smooth, pure white skin, a vaguely human-like torso, sometimes with distinct limbs, and perhaps even five-fingered hands. Most disturbing of all, many accounts suggest a complete lack of discernible facial features, leaving an unnerving blankness where a face should be. Source: various online forums, cryptid databases, and alleged anecdotal reports from the early 2000s. The Ningen's legend refuses to die because it thrives in the digital age, fueled by blurry photos, grainy videos, and alleged government secrecy. Unlike ancient myths, the Ningen is a creature of our time, a modern fear born from our continued, yet still limited, exploration of the planet's most extreme environments. The extreme remoteness and unforgiving conditions of the Antarctic waters make it an ideal hiding place for an undiscovered, colossal species. But what kind of evolution could lead to such a bizarre, humanoid form in the abyssal depths? This is where the conspiracy truly thickens. Some theories propose the Ningen is an unknown species of deep-sea whale or ray that has evolved a unique humanoid shape to navigate its environment, perhaps even to blend with the vast white ice floes. A more sinister hypothesis suggests it could be the result of clandestine genetic experimentation, a secret bioweapon or anomaly developed by hidden government programs in the remote, unmonitored Antarctic. The intense military and scientific presence in Antarctic, often shrouded in secrecy due to its strategic importance and unique research opportunities, provides fertile ground for such speculations. Are the blurry images simply misidentifications, or are they carefully leaked glimpses of a truth the authorities are desperately trying to conceal from the public? The Ningen, with its disturbing blend of human-like form and alien presence, embodies our fear of what humanity might create, or what truly ancient and unknown forms of life might thrive beyond our comprehension, patiently waiting in the world's most inhospitable and secretive waters. It is the modern ocean's ultimate nightmare, a myth born from whispers that refuses to be silenced. The Ningen's eerie ability to remain largely unconfirmed adds another layer of chilling intrigue. Its reputed habitat, the vast, unexplored, and inhospitable waters around Antarctica, is one of the last true frontiers on Earth. With crushing pressures, freezing temperatures, and months of perpetual darkness, these abyssal plains offer an unparalleled sanctuary for any creature wishing to avoid human detection. Sightings are almost always fleeting, occurring at night, from a distance, or under conditions of poor visibility, perfectly explaining the blurry, inconclusive photographic and video evidence that fuels the legend. This very elusiveness suggests a highly intelligent or incredibly well-adapted species, one that actively avoids human contact, perhaps recognizing the danger that humanity poses to its existence. What if the Ningen is not merely a cryptid, but a species so uniquely evolved for the deep, cold, high-pressure environment that its appearance near the surface is a rare anomaly? Its smooth, white skin could be adapted for bioluminescence or camouflage against the underside of ice sheets, making it virtually invisible until it's directly beneath the vessel. The accounts of its vague, almost featureless face amplify the terror. It removes any possibility of empathy or understanding, making it an utterly alien intelligence. The very notion of a massive, sentient being resembling a grotesque human lurking in the deepest parts of our world's coldest oceans triggers a primal dread of the unknown that few other cryptids can match. The continuous presence of research stations and military operations in Antarctica also feeds the conspiracy. What are these governments truly doing in such remote, resource-intensive locations? Are they just studying climate change and geology, or are they secretly tracking or even attempting to interact with unknown, colossal life forms like the Ningen? The very fact that blurry photos and anecdotal accounts persist, despite official silence, passed between naval personnel and researchers online, hints at a hidden truth that they are desperately trying to conceal from the public. The Ningen represents not just a potential undiscovered species, but a living secret, a testament to the fact that vast, unimaginable forms of life and even intelligence may exist on our own planet, utterly beyond our current comprehension or control. We now plunge into a realm beyond mere biology or folklore, into the very fabric of cosmic dread. We venture into a myth so potent, so deeply unsettling, that it refuses to die, becoming an archetype for humanity's most primal fears about the universe and the dark abyssal depths of our own ocean, the entity known as Cthulhu. Born from the tormented imagination of H.P. Lovecraft in the early 20th century, Cthulhu is not just a monster. It is a great old one, a being of immense, unmeasurable scale and incomprehensible age, whose very appearance can drive mortals to madness. Often described as a colossal entity with an octopus-like head, bat-like wings, and a grotesque, scaly, humanoid body, Cthulhu lies dreaming in a death-like slumber within the sunken city of R'lyeh, deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, within the scope of writings published by H.P. Lovecraft, such as The Call of Cthulhu. When the stars are right, R'lyeh rises from the depths, and Cthulhu stirs, its influence seeping into the collective unconscious of humanity, sparking madness, cults, and unspeakable acts. The myth of Cthulhu refuses to die, not because of ancient sightings, but because its core concept resonates with a profound, terrifying truth: the insignificance of humanity in the face of truly alien, unfathomable cosmic forces. For a conspiracy channel, the terrifying question isn't whether Lovecraft literally saw Cthulhu, but whether his fiction tapped into a deeper, universal dread, a subconscious awareness of entities that truly exist beyond our perception, slumbering in places utterly inaccessible to mankind. The deep ocean, with its crushing pressures, eternal darkness, and vast unexplored territories, serves as the perfect, chilling metaphor for such a cosmic prison, or perhaps a gateway. What if R'lyeh isn't just a fictional city, but an archetypal representation of ancient, non-Euclidean structures hidden in the deepest trenches, pulsating with an alien energy that drives those who unwittingly stumble upon them to madness? Naval records, deep-sea exploration logs, and unexplained disappearances of advanced submersibles in the most remote parts of the Pacific could be silently reclassified, their true, horrifying nature concealed from the public. The psychological breakdown of sailors or researchers who experience extreme isolation or anomalous deep-sea phenomena might not just be attributed to stress, but to the subtle, maddening influence of something truly ancient stirring in the abyss.
Cthulhu embodies the fear that the most terrifying things on Earth are not mere animals, but cosmic horrors beyond comprehension, entities that operate on a scale so vast and with intentions so alien that our sanity is but a fleeting barrier against their influence. This myth persists not just in books, but in the lingering dread of the unexplored void, a terrifying whisper that somewhere, in the deepest, most lightless parts of our own planet, something truly ancient and monstrous dreams, waiting to awaken.
The chilling power of the Cthulhu mythos, despite its fictional origin, lies in its seamless blend with the most unsettling scientific realities of our deep oceans. Imagine the sheer, crushing pressure of the Mariana Trench, the absolute lack of light, the bizarre, alien life forms that thrive there. What if these extreme conditions are merely the veil over something far more incomprehensible? Lovecraft's descriptions often reference non-Euclidean geometries and structures, hinting at places and dimensions that simply do not conform to our three-dimensional understanding of reality. If such portals or hidden realms exist within the ocean's abyssal zones, then the boundaries of what we perceive as physical threats dissolve. Consider the unsettling thought that Cthulhu, even in its slumber, can influence human consciousness through dreams and psychic emanations. This suggests a form of terror that bypasses physical defenses entirely, preying directly on the mind. Unexplained incidents of mass hysteria on ships, sudden psychological breakdowns among deep-sea researchers, or even profound, inexplicable nightmares experienced by individuals near coastal areas. Could these be subtle echoes, psychic vibrations from something truly ancient stirring in the dark? The official explanations for such phenomena might dismiss them as stress, hallucination, or environmental factors. Yet the consistent patterns of madness and despair associated with the myth provide a chilling alternative. The persistent secrecy surrounding many deep-sea naval operations and advanced research endeavors also fuels the Cthulhu-esque conspiracy. What if our most powerful governments are aware of anomalies, structures, or even fleeting glimpses of entities that defy explanation, choosing to bury this knowledge to prevent global panic or societal collapse? The idea that humanity is not alone, but merely sharing a planet with primordial cosmic horrors that have merely been dormant, waiting for the stars to align, transforms the deep ocean into an ecosystem, into a tomb, or perhaps a cradle for awakening nightmares. Cthulhu's myth refuses to die because it represents the ultimate terrifying truth of humanity's cosmic insignificance, a primal, unshakable dread that the deepest parts of our own world are not merely home to undiscovered animals, but to ancient alien gods whose awakening would spell the end of our comfortable reality. Before we plunge into this ultimate enigma, if you're finding these hidden truths as unsettling as we are, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Your support helps us uncover even more of the world's most terrifying secrets. Now, let's confront the final sea monster from myth that truly refuses to die: the Sea Hydra. From the cosmic dread of Cthulhu, we descend into the realm of ancient Greek mythology, reinterpreting one of its most fearsome beasts for the deep ocean. The Hydra is infamous as a multi-headed serpentine monster whose heads would regenerate, often doubling when cut off. While the most famous iteration, the Lernaean Hydra, was a freshwater beast, the very concept of a multi-headed regenerative horror has permeated countless sea monster legends across cultures. The Sea Hydra archetype embodies a nightmare that simply cannot be defeated, a living, growing terror that adapts and multiplies in the face of destruction.
Imagine a colossal serpentine creature, not just with one head, but with many, each neck writhing independently, snapping with venomous fangs. Its body, massive and scaled, blends into the treacherous reefs or the dark ocean floor. But the true terror, the reason its myth refuses to die, is its purported ability to regenerate. Strike one head, and two more grow in its place. This biological impossibility, in the context of myth, represents the ultimate, unconquerable foe, a threat that only grows stronger with every attempt to quell it. For a conspiracy theorist, the Sea Hydra's enduring myth begs a chilling question. Could it be an ancient, exaggerated memory of a deep-sea creature possessing truly extraordinary biological properties? What if the ocean harbors a species of immense, multi-limbed cephalopod, or a previously unknown phylum of marine life capable of rapidly healing severe injuries or even budding new appendages when attacked? The deepest parts of our oceans are still a biological frontier, a crucible where life evolves under extreme pressures and in isolation, potentially developing adaptations that defy our surface world understanding. Genetic manipulation, rapid cellular regeneration, or even a form of biological decentralization could all contribute to the legend of an undefeatable multi-headed beast. The idea that such a creature exists, a biological anomaly that becomes more formidable the more you try to destroy it, would represent an existential threat to maritime activity. No amount of firepower or advanced weaponry would guarantee victory against a foe that merely multiplies its danger with every hit. The Sea Hydra, in its essence, represents the ocean's ultimate evolving defense mechanism, a truly horrifying form of life that constantly adapts and expands its terror, ensuring its place as a myth that persists because the very thought of its existence makes it truly immortal. The terrifying concept of the Sea Hydra's regeneration extends beyond merely growing back lost heads. In a world where such a creature exists, every attempt at defense, every act of aggression against it would only serve to amplify the threat. Imagine naval forces encountering such an entity. Conventional weaponry, designed to destroy, would paradoxically empower it, turning a single monstrous beast into a proliferating nightmare. This suggests a biological principle utterly alien to our current understanding, perhaps a decentralized nervous system or cellular regeneration so rapid and efficient it defies known limits. Could this myth be an ancient, distorted record of encounters with colossal colonial organisms or even bioengineered entities from a forgotten age, whose complex structures allowed them to appear as a single, multi-headed, self-repairing entity? The deepest trenches of our oceans, with their unique geological and chemical environments, are known to harbor extremophiles, organisms that thrive in conditions lethal to most life. What if these depths are also crucibles for forms of life whose regenerative capabilities are not just mythical, but a grotesque reality, a direct result of millions of years of isolated, high-pressure evolution? The existence of such an unvanquishable predator would completely reshape our strategic approach to the oceans. Any nation discovering it would face a profound dilemma: attempt to destroy it and risk an escalating, unending conflict, or contain the knowledge of its existence at all costs, lest panic or global chaos ensue. The Sea Hydra's refusal to die, therefore, isn't just a matter of folklore. It's a chilling contemplation of an eternal, escalating threat. It represents the ultimate fear that some monsters cannot be killed, only momentarily subdued, constantly adapting and returning stronger. It reminds us that humanity's perceived dominance over nature is fragile, and that within the dark, crushing depths of our own planet, there might truly exist a living nightmare that, once awakened, could never truly be put back to sleep. A creature whose terrifying resilience cements its place as a myth that persists because the very notion of its defeat is an impossible dream.
As we pull away from the chilling depths where ancient myths refuse to die, from the world-encircling might of the Midgard Serpent, the psychological terror of the Umi-bōzu, the modern enigma of the Ningen, the cosmic dread of Cthulhu, and the unvanquishable Sea Hydra, one truth remains starkly clear: our oceans hold secrets far deeper and more terrifying than we often dare to imagine. These legends persist not just as stories, but as a chilling testament to the unknown that still lurks beneath the waves, challenging our understanding and stirring our deepest, primal fears. But what do you think? Which of these enduring sea monsters from myth sends the most shivers down your spine? Or do you have another terrifying legend that you believe still haunts our world? Let us know in the comments below. If you were captivated by these powerful myths and want to keep exploring the unexplained with us, please hit that like button. It doesn't take 5 seconds to like and subscribe, and it truly helps the channel a lot. Make sure to subscribe and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next descent into the unknown. Until then, stay curious, and remember, some legends refuse to die because they were never truly born of fiction.